Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? Yeah, thank you very much for being on the show. And my name is Salman Bulampati. This is Motivational Power, and we are coming from www.goingsolomedia.com and WGSN-DB Going Solo Network TV radio podcast. We are really super thrilled to come on the show and give you a word of encouragement and motivation uh, in all that you are doing. So this, how are things happening? How are things going on over there? The lockdown has come down here in India. I'm speaking from Bangalore, India, and here the lockdown period has been extended till the month end, that is 30th May, and things are getting back to normalcy. And as I go around and see the shops are being open, and then people are coming out, and small shops are being open. I'm really happy that they are open the shops, and they're doing their business. It's really a tough time, for this, especially for the small business owners who have put up their shops. And the people who are working in the small shops, they are not so educated people. I really felt happy this morning when I went around, to purchase some groceries and some chicken and all that. I saw, and I'm really super thrilled. So this is really a, I won't say a tough time, but a very, very, a challenging time, a big opportunity, for all of us to think anew, to think different. See, that is this particular period of time has thrown up a big challenge for us to think differently. How each opportunity, some great man said, every opportunity comes in work clothes. So that is the reason why we miss them. So most of the opportunities come before us as big work, big challenges, big scary things, and that is perhaps the reason why we take them that, oh, this is a big work, I can't do it. So, and that's how we miss big opportunities, and that's how we miss big opportunities for us to grow to our next level. So that is exactly what this particular season, this particular challenging times have thrown at us. So my dear friends, so really nice to have you on this show. And it's a so what are we doing? What are we? How are we? Really wanted to cope up with these tough times. So I'm really thrilled, at these opportunities. As I told you, I've been telling you many times, take up each challenge as it comes. And especially, I tell you, and this particular opportunity for me to speak on the show when Sisse saw me on doing some, Facebook Lives on FB. Suddenly she said, "Hey Solomon, would you do this?" I'm not a talk host. She asked me to interview some guests, and yes, I can do that. Yes, we will definitely do. So interview some guests here. I was doing that. We have been doing a couple of weeks initially, bringing on some guests and stuff like that. I really love to bring on some really good guests. We'll definitely bring them over here. So, but till that time, I thought that, during this period of time, I thought that a word of encouragement, a word of inspiration, a word of, hope and prosperity and wealth that is going to come, I thought would be a right, antidote for this particular period of time we are living. That's the reason why I wanted to come on the show, because perhaps, we are all, having these thoughts, of uncertainty, of, things, being, dull, things being on the other side of, growth, are, overwhelm us. So that is the reason why I thought we could definitely, a word of encouragement, definitely do a world of good for all of us. So that's the reason why I'm coming on this show. So today, especially, we wanted to see, how, being uncomfortable would help us, to become the best versions of ourselves, being uncomfortable. So many people, all of us, human beings in general, we always feel, things to be very clear to us, isn't it? You see, when we wanted to start a business, we wanted everything, charted out, everything, investment in place, and clients in place, and the everything in place, and then only we start moving. Our mind is a machine. I can call it as a machine that it looks at looks rationally. It looks very logically. It thinks logically, and that is perhaps the reason why most of us, we operate our minds, and then we get we could not move from our positions, whatever positions we have. So, my dear friends, so that is exactly the reason why most of us, 90% of us, we really could not able to move to the highest selves, the best selves of our potential. We could not reach our potential, isn't it? Am I making sense here? I hope I do. Yeah, that is the reason why. If you want to write a book, generally what you say, what you think that, will this book will work? Will people will read it? Will my book be a best book? Will I be of will it be successful? What will I gain from it? How will it be useful for me? I'm not a big author. Our mind tends to compare us to various authors around, and their books are being sold. Let us say, for the book by Rhonda Byrne. I'm sorry. Will my book be of that standards? And a couple of many times. So I'll tell you one story that happened in my life, a real a success story, I should say. One day, what happened is, my niece called me one day, and she said, "Uncle, can I spend a few minutes with you?" Then I said, "Yeah, why not? What is that you wanted to say?" She said, "Look, I'm working for an NGO, an organization, non-profit organization, and this of our CEO, he will be operating from. He's a priest. He's a Catholic priest. Sorry. So he's a Catholic priest. Sorry about that. He's a Catholic priest, and he's running an organization for about 35 years. And he was talking about funds. And when he was talking about funds, he's asking us, how do we give us some ideas on how we can raise funds here. So because our project is increasing, our tenure, the project tenure is coming to a close, and we need to continue this project. So how do we do that? And he said, and this young girl gave him, sir, sir, writing a book would be a great, idea for generating funds, because we can sell the book on Amazon. Our patrons would, promote that book. They wanted to read about our activities and how the women have become successful by taking our services, by being organized, by organizing themselves as self-help groups. It's that NGO is about self-help groups. There are about 3,000 villages, where they are working with about, more than, a lakh of women, and 50,000 plus women. And farmers, if you take it, there are about more than 20,000 farmers. So this is what it is. And these people are, and there are sponsors, patrons who are there in abroad, and even in India. So this CEO wanted an idea, and this girl gave an idea. Then he said, "Who is the author? Who will write for us?" Then I know one. My uncle is an author, so she. And you know what? I have been a writer, a copywriter for about 25 years. But I haven't written anything of this sort. I don't know how to do this, because I don't know. I know that there is a lot of work involved, but I don't know. But when she asked me, so see, he wanted to talk to you. Could you talk to him? And then immediately she put me on a Zoom call, and then without me realizing what is happening, I was talking to him face to face. On a Zoom call. Sorry, Solomon, you are a writer. I heard from our employees, and she's a very good manager for us. I know that she always recommends the best things for us. So I hope I got the best person in you. Would you write a book for us? And I immediately said yes, even without knowing what it is all about and how is the work involved. I knew for sure. Then she said, you know what, our book is about 35 years of history. Would you really do it? I didn't know whether I can do it or not, but I said yes to it because I'm fundamentally a writer. I know I have been writing profiles of companies and all that. Perhaps a biography is a different genre altogether. I didn't know about. I haven't written any book of that volume and that kind of history, huge history behind. But I said yes to it, my friends. And I yes to it, and then I said, then immediately asked me, how do we go about? What would the book be all about? And he's asking me questions across. And so I just said, I just used my common sense, and I said the book would be, about all that what we do, and a couple of, mainly we will concentrate on the person who is actually running the show, because most of the organizations depend upon the personality, the dynamism of the personality, and the virtuosity of the personality. So people love to organize, to work with those people. People love to work with the those organizations which are run by dynamic leaders. So we will project you, dear sir, as a dynamic, but that your dynamism we will project. So 25% we will throw light on your personality, where you are coming from, and what really guided you, what really motivated you to come to take up these services. Either there is a chance for you, either you could do it, because he's a priest himself. So he is only a religious priest. He's a Christian pastor. So his main job was pastoring, but he need not do this. If he can just, go to deliver a few good messages in the church and talk about scripture, that would be enough for him. But he doesn't need to do this. So, and what happened was, it literally, I jumped into the project, because, I really wanted to do something. Till that time, I have been thinking, that I wanted to do some good project. Until that time, after writing my book, and I have written a book on success, which perhaps I have been talking to you about my book on the show. If you are, you know me well, then I've been talking about my book on success and growth, Stand Out With Your Heart, which is on Amazon. I request you to purchase it. Okay, so after writing that book, I was thinking for another book. Yeah, I have a couple of concepts, but I've been writing that. But again, I needed some good, finance. I wanted to, because, we writers, we also have to work for others so that, we can, earn some good money. And I have been asking myself, which project will give me some good amount of money so that I can as well write on my books, and I can also invest in my business leadership academy. Where is that one? I have been thinking of that, and suddenly this opportunity showed up, and then I immediately said yes to it, and the rest is history. The book is on Amazon today, A New Destiny, my friends. So what I am trying to tell you is that that opportunity has come in as a work, as a literally it's a hard work, which and kind of scary as well, kind of uncertainty as well, because I don't know those villages where I could go. It was a hard summer during this time, especially in this particular period of time in India. It's a hot summer, May, and the CEO wanted the book to come in 3 months, because that book has to go, it should be published and put on Amazon, and people need to buy it, and then he needs to generate funds. And again, that's how he wanted to do. And it's a hot summer, and in that particular place where this organization is a deadly summer, and the heat will be such. And then yes, and again talking to people, village women, and then talking to farmers, and then they won't open up so easily, because they can't talk to strangers like you and me do, and you need to generate some relationship with them. And then when you generate relationship with them and you build relationship with them, and then perhaps they will open up and talk to you. And it's a big process there, kind of work involved there, because we live in urban cities. and we don't have that much of patience. So all these things, when I jumped into the project and started doing, I learned all this. And we published the book in 6 months time, and then the book is now there available. I request you to purchase it, because that would be a great help for this organization. The title is A New Destiny. It's available on Amazon. And the patterns of they are all, they're all uneducated women, humble, simple, and very, very, humble women. Most of them are uneducated, and they have families to take care of, children to be sent to the school. And it's a really, really wonderful. The women are doing so good, because they pull up money, and then the 10 people will join together. Self-help groups are 10 people will come together, and these 10 people will save money each month, and this money saved, will be kept in bank, and any one of them need any money, up to these 10 people, they take these 10 people's advice, the signature, and give that money, that loan, to one of the 10 members. And and they promote businesses, small businesses, like paper plates making, and vegetable shop where they sell vegetables, and crockery shops, and small machine, tailoring machines, where they can buy a tailoring machine, and then stitch blouses for women, and as well night dresses for women, and small things they can stitch. So many things they're doing. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. So what happened was, it didn't start there. So once that book was published, and seeing that book, somebody saw that book on the Amazon. And when they said, Solomon, what is that you do? Then one big officer in this particular state where I'm living in Bangalore. Then I said, I heard you are a writer. Is there anything you have written on biographies? And I said, yeah, I wrote a book on an organization. Suddenly that officer said, why don't you write one for me? So currently I'm working on that project. And you see, that one opportunity which I said yes to has a book on my name. And yes, they have published the book, and as well as given my name there on the book cover, and then my little bit profile over there. And that is how another opportunity showed up very recently. And this particular time, I'm working on the biography of that officer. She's a retired lady who has worked in the government for 45 years in the most responsible and the most demanding positions, and she wanted to chronicle her life, so that she wanted to inspire many women. I asked her a question, why do you want to write this book? She said, yes, Solomon, many people admire me for my leadership, for my work, and then many educated women have really asked me so many questions, so I can't answer them all. So perhaps my book will throw light on my life, and perhaps they will all be inspired to learn about me from my life, and perhaps that would be a great help. But I could do for them, to many people. So I wanted you to write that book. So my dear friends, so I want you to take up opportunities, unknown opportunities, those opportunities which you are not sure how you would fare in that. So being uncomfortable is the secret for our success. So John Maxwell said, in one incident, again, a little bit briefly about me. My name is Salman Gulampati. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an author, a coach, a growth and success coach. I'm from John Maxwell Team USA. John Maxwell is my mentor, because I belong to John Maxwell Team organization, which is in John Maxwell is one of the top coaches, one of the coaches in America, and is the leadership speaker who spoke about in all countries, about some of the biggest countries, and even is known as the leadership guru of America, and as well as the world. So in one of the instances, John Maxwell said, see, he was actually a pastor in a small village, in a small village in America. So while he was pastoring in the church, so he wanted to develop the church. So in order to develop the church, what he did was, so he had to develop the people who are working with him, so that they will be more people-centric, and they will be more, people-skilled, and they can do wonders in the church. So he started developing that. And as he's developing them, and he felt that, see, what if I can teach leadership The leadership again, in general, if you put it in simple terms, is called known as how to work with people. Abraham Lincoln said, the greatest intelligence of man, if you call a man is one of the greatest intelligent man, that intelligence is nothing but being a people-centric person, a person who can work with people, a person who can seamlessly and effortlessly work with people and get biggest missions done with people. A leader, in other words, as John Maxwell puts it, is one, who works with volunteers. People would voluntarily work for their leader. So coming back to the incident, what as John Maxwell was, teaching leadership skills to his pastor in the church, to the people who is working in the church, like those people. So he thought for a while that what if I could teach these leadership skills to some of the churches, because most of the churches, because they wanted to, the pastors, they come out of the colleges, theological colleges, and start their missions, and they have the passion to teach scripture and wanted to help people grow them spiritually, and so. But unfortunately, they do not have the leadership skills, because those are the skills which are not in their curriculum, in their courses. So, in order to help them, John Maxwell thought that he would teach leadership skills to churches. So he went around. He started an organization by name, he started an organization. I forgot that organization name. I'll get it. So he went around the world, and he started teaching leadership skills to especially the small churches, pastors who are running small churches. So soon enough, what happened? He started writing books, and while in one of the sessions, what he did was he gave a session on 21 laws of leadership. He wrote a book on 21 laws of leadership, and while he was doing, and he announced that, suddenly he got an idea that what if I can give them every day, every week, every month a talk delivered to their to them through emails. So he doesn't know what would be the topic. He doesn't know how would he do it. He doesn't know anything. Suddenly he said that, would you be interested if I could send you every month a tape or a CD on a leadership concept, so that you can be benefited? Because this session, after this, I don't want to leave you just like that, because that wouldn't serve you. That wouldn't, make you big leaders. So what if I could give you something every month, so that you can, definitely, be inspired further, and you move further on your leadership ladder? He doesn't know. Then, and just for a while, would you be interested? Then he passed around the letter pad, and the pen and a letter pad, and there were about some 40 people, and 40 people signed for that particular course. And he was astonished that 40 people. He never thought that those many, all the people would be interested in that. So suddenly, and he doesn't know what to do, because the schedule is the next month he had to post it. So suddenly he jumped into it, and he developed a big curriculum for the entire year, and then he started doing it. John Maxwell says that you should be ready. You should start anything even before you are ready. Can I repeat that? I hope you heard me properly. You need to start anything. If you want it to grow, you need to start anything even before you are ready. And that exactly shows that you need to be in an uncomfortable situation. You need to take that opportunity, which is, which appears to you in workloads. It's a huge work, and it appears to you as an uncertain destination. It appears to you as a kind of a project which you don't have any clue whatsoever how it will go about. But you are passionate about that. The only key, the only important factor in that is that you are passionate to develop people, and your heart is there. You are passionate about it, and that itself is enough. The rest and all, you don't need to know how it goes. You don't need to know what are the. So most of us, we get stuck because our mind in general, what happens, it thinks very, very logically. It wants to have everything and the entire road to be clear. So, like someone said, if you travel in the road, you will find the next road when you go to the bend of the road and turn. Until you go there, you cannot see the next, the other, the further ahead the road, how it would be. So you need to travel. Like again, a staircase. If you go up the staircase, you do not see what is the others, the turn, bend, what it is. You need to take the steps. You need to know. You need to have faith to go up the stairs so that you can reach the top floor. So my dear friends, so most of the time it's a big roadblock for us, that our mind just tells us that you need to know everything. All you need to know is that whether you are passionate about it or not. And once you are passionate about it, you take up the project, and within your limits. Suppose and say the project has that you listen to your heart. Your heart says you take it, and you take it. Even this lady, this officer whom I'm talking about, she said, I know that we need to go all over the places, and we need to interview 45 years of life, and tremendous work which has been done, because she has been in the one of the most responsible positions. It takes a lot of effort to interview people, to talk to the people who have worked with her, and and all that stuff. It's a really a tough job, but we can do it. It's that it is, and I think that it is beyond us. And again, another thing is that, if I have to tell you, don't feel that I'm really boasting about myself. What happened was, there is again another officer, after seeing my leadership trainings and all that, he said, "Hey Solomon, how are you doing?" He said, "Hey sir, I'm doing great, sir. Thank you very much. How are you doing?" "Yeah, I'm doing great, Solomon. Look here, man. You're really so passionate about teaching leadership and helping people. He's running an organization where marginalized children, children from poor families, uneducated parents. He's running colleges, degree colleges, and all. And and one of the children he had sent to Everest, one of the children of an uneducated family, whose mother and father are uneducated, and and this one boy and one girl, two people, he encouraged them, motivated them, and to scale Mount Everest. See, it's a phenomenal achievement for those young boys, because generally when you are poor, you do not have so much of self-esteem in yourself. You really do not have that much of confidence like others do. But and again, the problem is they are not so having that nutritious food for them, because they are from very, very humble families. So scaling Mount Everest is such a phenomenal thing, I should say, and one needs to have such a physical stamina, and then when the perseverance and then willpower and whatnot. You can imagine what they need to have. So I just will come back soon. So we take a break here. Hey friends, we are coming from WGSN-GoingSoloMedia.com, and we will be eager to put up your advertorial of your company, of your services from anywhere, because we are spread across entire world, Asia, Europe, America, and about millions of viewers are would really eagerly watch our shows, because we are projecting some of the best experts in all different areas of life. And so we request you, if you really wanted to spread your word about your business, we can really advertise here. So kindly, if you are interested, we will talk, and then will really eager to help you. And we look forward to see you there. Take a little break, and we will come back again. Thank you very much. Okay, welcome back. Thank you very much. So we look forward for some editorials coming over, so that we can help you put up your business to the people. And if you are a trainer, speaker, coach, or if you have a business which is a traveling business, you wanted abroad customers, you're looking for customers across the world. So this particular platform would definitely help your business to take wings and fly higher, fly in all uh, good flying colors. So welcome back. So I'm talking about this particular organization, It's a government organization. And this the gentleman is a visionary himself. And then he said, so he asked me, Solomon, what if I can train speakers like you? I said, sir, yes, we can do that. So why don't you do that? So then I immediately, I don't know exactly what to do, because, we can actually put them to JMT, John Maxwell T, but again, their budget is very low. So we cannot give the material to them, John Maxwell material. They have to join JMT, John Maxwell T, paying about $6,000. That's a huge money, because he wanted to train good number of children who are very much interested. I knew his degree colleges are having about some, more than 20,000 children. So in that 20,000 children, at least about some 50, at least minimum 50 students are interested to become trainers, because training is a huge industry. And again, you wanted to use those trainers to train their own children again. So he wanted to conduct training sessions on leadership to the classes, to the students, from lower classes. He wanted to teach these trainers. He wanted to put them back into teaching, to teach the concept. So then immediately, I didn't know how to do, but then I said yes, because luckily I have my book with me, the Standard with Your Heart, which is 9 Principles of Success. I said yes to it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to structure the courses and all that. But I knew for sure I'm very passionate in helping people. And you know what? And I see that there is a huge scope. There is a huge demand for trainers and speakers, and again, coaches. Because people need to have a coach. People should have a coach in order to grow themselves. Somebody has to look at you, see your life, how you are moving forward, how you are functioning, your decisions are on track to your visions and goals. Somebody has to look at you and watch you and see you and guide you. You cannot see yourself when you are in a frame, in a photograph. In a frame photograph, you cannot see yourself. So our lives are like that. So somebody has to see our photograph, picture, and they need to develop ourselves. And they need to help us, they're looking at us. So then I said yes, and then we were about to start off, and then I said, sir, we can give them the 9 principles which I have, my book has, and then they can start. These 9 principles are one of the basic fundamental principles. All of us, though we know that, but we tend to forget, because often people are busy with their day-to-day lives. Their day-to-day lives, take up their whole time. And some of the important things, they miss. And especially for sure. See, again, as I told you, our subject is being, uncomfortable, being, uncomfortable zone, being in the uncomfortable zone. The treasure is there. So to be in the uncomfortable zone, you need to have enthusiasm. That's the first principle. A fundamental principle, which amongst those 9 principles I have postulated in my book, Stand Out With Your Heart. Enthusiasm is one of the principles. As Benjamin Franklin put up 13 principles, amongst that, enthusiasm is one of the principles for Benjamin Franklin has advocated. So even in my book, I really vouched at that. I said, without enthusiasm, we cannot take up opportunities. I said, so let us say, for example, if you wanted to be, take up opportunities, you need to have that enthusiasm. Somebody calls you, we wanted to talk to you, you're busy. You say you can, and again, what is it all about? You ask. Then they say that this is about something. Perhaps for a while your mind says, hey, look, this is something crazy. You can't do this. Perhaps I don't know how it goes. So you may be, I don't know how it happens. Please don't ask me. Your mind will always, wanted to put you in a. It doesn't want to come and work with you, work in the project, because it wants to stay safe. Your mind is not you. You are not your mind. Some great author said. So then what happens immediately? So look, I don't think I can do this. Perhaps you could. That could be the first answer you wanted to give it, that is generated by your mind. You don't know this, so say no. Then immediately you will say no, and then you lost that big opportunity. So enthusiasm is one principle which will keep you always on your toes, and it will eagerly, embrace the opportunities which are thrown at you. And they are thrown, as I told you, in work clothes, in work, in projects which are uncertain. Even if you ask those so many questions, they don't have an answer for that. At that kind of a situation, you so throwing yourself into the rough waters. It may seem rough, but if you throw yourself into the rough waters, you will know how to overcome that, and you will know your strength. The uncomfortable zone will reveal your true self, your inner true, that undaunted, unscared, and then super potential and super powerful and super duper powerful personality of you, the potential you have, the perseverance you have. And the two boys which this gentleman has trained them, they saw what their potential is when they scaled the Mount Everest. So, my dear friends, if they don't put themselves in that uncomfortable zone, they don't even know whether they can. There is a chance that they might lose their life. Everest, how many lives after Everest has taken? You know it. We hear it in the news reports. How many people who want to be eager and then lost their lives. So it is like that. But, and I'm not talking about Mount Everest here, but those projects, which seem uncertain, which seem, do not understand whether the project will be a successful one, whether that particular the business idea you have is a viable one, and whether you can accommodate it, you can do it, or it will be even today. Honestly, if I speak to you, I do not know, because I do not have that much of a budget for the so-called digital marketing myself. My courses, I have developed design courses, but I knew for sure there will be an opportunity where we can work with some colleges, where we can. I have designed courses for students, I have designed courses for colleges, and the courses are ready. I haven't have completely outlined the courses and like structure this one, but I'm eager to take up those courses. Even this particular course which I have said yes to, this particular visionary who is working with the marginalized students, I said yes to it. Can you design the course? Yes sir, we can design the course. And I'm sure that I can design the course. So actually, we have been stuck for this project because of this lockdown period of time. Otherwise, I would be straight away jumping on the project. And so all that is that we have the passion to do it, and we can do it. We should do it. We should do it. So, my dear friends, you have, and that is an idea which is given by the universe to you, because it saw your potential. There is a connection. Somebody said, you are the portion of the supreme nature. You are the fraction of that. That mastermind that is operating the universe. So that idea which has come to you into your conscience, into your awareness, and is because it has seen your potential in it. You have the potential for that. So take up that idea. Though it might seem not viable, or not practical, or that can be executed, but still, if it has come to you, look at it, watch it, and ponder over it, and take it into your hands, and feel it, look at it from all angles, and touch it. What is the texture of the dream and the idea? Don't look at it logically, but you have that liking. Do you really be drawn to it? Your heart is into it. Like say such a she conducts such programs. Yes, she has this gift of gab, and she wants to help people. So look here now, this particular show, every day the new speakers are coming on this show. Some of the best speakers are coming on this show, and we are doing phenomenal. I never know if everything goes well, and it would definitely go well, and then it can become a huge success by itself, and it can be a world's best project. ever. So I encourage you, my friends, that you that idea what you have, that idea what you have, been with you for a long time, and you put it under the shelf or inside the shelf. Take it up and see it, look at it, and then feel it, and then own it, embrace it, and then you don't never know. And if your heart says this is for you, you go for it. Don't don't think too much. Give your mind that opportunity to bisect it, dissect it, analyze it. No. That you should not do it. So, my friends, for that reason, I wanted to say that in that uncomfortable situation lies Shiva. See, today, ever since I have taken the first project, today I have almost, so to say, once if I had write this biography of this lady, almost about, so many of this, especially nowadays, it has caught up that, the people really love to write their biographies. So I can see almost 10 to 20 biographies coming once the book is out. So you never know. When you take up the project, maybe, perhaps, maybe, I'm sure it would be, you will definitely, take a different route where, you will not even imagine that you are, having those many opportunities, in your hand, embracing you, knocking your door. It knocks your door, my friends. So you never know that. So I will encourage you, that idea, that project which comes to you. And again, today, from today onwards, any call comes to you, any person calls you, hey, I would like to talk to you. What is this about? I don't know. I just want to talk to you. I just thought that, we have something to do together. We don't have an agenda, but we can talk. You go there and you meet the person and you speak. Tell about what, and listen to their passions. So if anything connects to you, look, you are into this. Suggest them some good ideas. Help them to grow. Give them good ideas, what you have. See, I see this is a great idea. I think if you go to take this idea, you may reach here. So you can put your thoughts and your experience and expertise and help that person to grow. And perhaps you may arrive at a great idea. And then that person is, oh wow, this is exciting. I never knew this. I was only just imagining this idea may be good and may not be good, and I'm not good at that. And suddenly you throw a different light on this project and this different light on this and this whole subject. And look, I can see such a beautiful big picture around here, big mission around here. And I'm sure that this on this project you would be with me. This uncomfortable zone. You be in the uncomfortable zone. So your treasure is there, your success is there, your billions of dollars of money, and the big life you are looking for, and everything is there in that uncomfortable zone. Throw yourself always into the uncomfortable. Don't ever stay in the safe zone. Don't ever stay in the familiar places. Don't ever stay in the same places where you have always been. Throw yourself into those rough waters. They may seem rough, but again, they come there to transform you, to motivate you, to take you to a higher level of your personality and to your perseverance levels, my friends. So I wanted to encourage you on this. Thank you for being on this show. And as my mentor John Maxwell said, take up projects even before you are ready. Take up things, accept things even before you are ready for them. All you have to do is that your heart should be there in that. That is what is the bottom line. That is what is the denominator. That is what it is. That is what is that, the primordial thing, the most important thing. Your heart is there or not. Are you your natural self there or not? Are you gifted in that area or not? The rest and all, don't even think about it and jump on the project, and then slowly and steadily, you never know, a whole new world will open up to you. A whole new, fortune will be, you will unveil and open, and that can be, put in it, opened up to you. My God, I cannot tell you how excited I am when I'm looking at this. So, start that book, which I thought I wasn't even knowing. I'm just a writer who was working on writing simple profiles, websites of companies. I love writing. What I love, I tell you, I love to listen to those success stories. That's how I became a writer. So when I listened to the success stories, I wanted to tell the world. At the prospect of advertising copywriting, if I have to say what excited me about that profession is that, when I listen to the stories, my heart is warmed up. Wow. Suppose somebody has built a product. Solomon, when they ask them, how did you build this company? They say, Solomon, I never know. I started this venture with, some 1,000 rupees in my pocket. I came to this big city and I started this venture. I never even know how these things have happened. But I only have the desire to do this. And I started there, and I had one client, and their success stories, their failures, their all that. When they tell me, I was totally blown away at their success stories, my dear friends. So you need to have experiences, you need to have stories to tell. That's how your stories would be your biggest trump cards. And they know about you, that say that, wow, this is the guy I must work with, because he has that kind of a tenacity, he has that kind of a perseverance, he has that kind of he's a visionary. He can see things which others cannot see, he can hear things which others cannot hear, he can really visualize things which others cannot even dare to visualize. He is the person so you should be the person. You are the person. I bet you are the person. So if you look around and if you are in the comfort zone, you will never know who is doing what, and who is that kind of a maverick visionary. You need to be thrilled when you look back at your life. When you look back at your life and you have to say, wow, I cannot believe that I have taken up the project. I cannot believe that. When you look back and see, and people will say, oh, you must be crazy to take up the project. You must be crazy if you are continuing on the project even without any pay or any seemingly anything on that particular thing. People should be amazed at you. So that is exactly what we are called to do in this world. That is how most of the successful people, our forefathers, have manifested that kind of masterpieces, have come up. I was reading Steve Jobs' autobiography by Walter Isaacson. How Steve had come up with that. He wanted to develop which the kind of computer the world had never seen and never could imagine. That was the time where Intel was in the big shot, the big guy in the scenario. And it might have taken 100 years for us to lay our hands on a piece of iPhone, or the kind of a masterpiece phone. It would have taken for humanity another 100 years if Steve Jobs hadn't taken up the project. If Steve Jobs hadn't dreamt of that kind of a thing that is possible, it would have taken mankind about 200 years. You never know, because we are people. We look at the organic growth of things. We wanted to grow from stage to stage, from one stage to the next stage. But Steve said, "Oh, come on, this is too crazy. We can't wait that long. This can be crazy." Yeah, he said that a simple computer can be like like a Picasso's painting. Why can't you make that? So that is he. And it didn't happen so easy. Steve had to go through. I was reading that book, my God, I cannot tell you, I have goosebumps on my body. My hair was raising. Hair is raising and putting me goosebumps on my body. And that kind of crazy things, Steve Jobs could do. So why people do that? Why they put themselves in an uncomfortable zone? Why they become, they don't know their tomorrow. They don't know how the tomorrow is going to be. They don't even care how it would be. But all they care is that they have a vision to do something. They have a purpose in their life. They feel that is the purpose of their life. Steve thought that it is a purpose of his life, and he had to do it. And if he doesn't do it, the mankind will be deprived of this great, this masterpiece in the shape of a small handful. Oh my God, amazing stuff. So that is what we are called for. How could we do that? If we are in the safe zone, if you always wanted to know what is going to come, if you always wanted to know how it will be, if you always wanted to know, whether things will be right, things will be smooth, whether the road is smooth. I know the road, and there is no bumps on the road. There are no roadblocks on the road. There are no any impediments. There are no anything. We cannot. We cannot go to a new place. We cannot discover a new destination. We cannot discover a new thing. We cannot accomplish new thing. We do not have greater memories. We do not have greater experiences. We cannot grow spiritually, mentally, and emotionally if we don't have the experiences. Thank you very much for being on the show. I'm really excited, for being on the show. And I come every 2 weeks. I really wish that, I'm looking forward. And I can really see a very good guest coming over on the show in the next couple of weeks. Perhaps that person would really share beautiful things. And, and for good, this lockdown is a history, is behind us. And, we are coming up with it. And take your heart, wear your heart on your sleeves, wear your passion on your sleeves, wear your passion like your nice, awesome, ornaments on your body, and move around, go around and say, hey, what this is me. We wanted to do. Go help people. Go try to help them. Go tell them that you are ready to help them. You want to sit and talk. So the first thing you need to do is go out. Look at those people who are working, having running companies. Go there and sit. Hey, see, we will have a cup of tea and we will talk. Go talk, and then go help them. Personally, as an intentional person, as a person who wants people to grow, you just give your ideas, throw your mind to give some ideas to the person, and that person will so that he or she with that business you can see a different picture, and you never know. Things would be different. You would be on a different journey altogether. So thank you very much. So we need to stop here. We need to close the show. So thank you for being on the show. I request you, whoever is being on the show, to like and share this particular video and all other videos, WGSN Going Solo Network TV and radio show, and so that people would really love to. You never know who is interested, who will be benefited. We have so many experts coming and giving us some nuggets of wisdom, golden nuggets of wisdom for all of us, like in terms of parenting, in terms of some problems and mindsets and developing all sorts of areas. That we are trying to bring on the experts, the world class experts on the show. Thank you very much. My name is Salman Gulampati. I'm speaking from Bangalore, India, and I really love to motivate people and help people. And check my book on the Amazon, Stand Out With Your Heart, and there you can place order. Stand Out With Your Heart is on Amazon, and I request you, any of you are interested to put an advertorial on this particular show, I request you to talk to me or to Sese, and we would really like to help you and put a word about you, give a shout out for you. Thank you very much for being on the show, and we look forward to see you next week. Have a great time and wear your passion on your sleeves, and you are going to rock, and we are here to go to manifest such masterpieces, and you are a master creator. I tell you, thank you very much, and you are